Yes! Well, congratulations on your Golden Globe nominations for Best International Film and Best Song, and for all the Critics Group's awards. It's so exciting.
Thank you so much.
I know you've probably been asked this a lot, but for you and also for NTR, did you have any inkling when you were making this film that it would have the potential to become such a huge phenomenon? Or were you just having fun making a movie, making an amazing movie?
Actually, I never got to ask this question to him. Definitely, I expected...
It wasn't fun for sure.
We'll get into that.
I expected a reception, this kind of good reception from Indians in India and across the globe, Indians across the globe, because it is for them that I made the film. But from the West, never in my wildest dreams did I anticipate the kind of reception. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would come, stand here in front of the screen in Directors Guild and get a reception like this. I never expected. But I don't know. Even I didn't get to know from him. Did he expect this kind of reception from outside Indians?
Well, definitely not. I think, I was, it's kind of very emotional for me. LA has been a holiday spot. America has been a holiday spot. It was a nation where I would come and visit my family. But today, sitting in LA, I'm a little emotional here. So, but I've been in the industry for 20 years, and it's the first time I think I'm in America talking about work. And this achievement is only because of my directors, great directors I've worked with, and my only guiding soul, Rajamouli. And I really feel that I've achieved something.
Right.
And West has, we come from Rajamouli said it many times, we come from a very small industry called the Telugu film industry. And thanks to him, it's not small anymore. I think Rajamouli is one such director who's united us. We were aliens. We're not aliens anymore. We're all one big global film industry. And thank you so much for this response for RRR. We're truly indebted. Thank you.
Well, we were talking a little bit before, talking about this journey for you. Your first film was with NTR, and you were 18. It was your second film.
Yes, I'm a senior compared to him.
Oh, yeah. Got more experience on him, yes.
No, experience is what he said. He's got that experience. But I'm just older in films. That's
Okay.
what I mean.
So, what was it like coming back? Had you worked together again? You'd done 4 films together, but, having this long-standing, since you were 18 years old, since your first film, like this long-standing working relationship, can you talk a little bit about that journey or how things have changed or how things have stayed the same?
Well, there's only one thing that stayed the same, is his torture.
Okay.
His demand, his mentalness as a filmmaker. But the only thing that has changed is that he doesn't belong to us anymore.
No.
He is not the country's pride anymore. He's a global pride.
Yes, that's true.
I've said this, and I'm really sorry if I'm overdoing this or oversaying this. But I've always said, I've always, there were times when both of us would just sit. Trust me, we were nobodies. Though we come from families which have been in the industry, into the business for a very long time, we were nobodies. And when we would sit in a room together, because we were given a room to share, we didn't have the luxury of having a separate room for the director and for the actor, you know. We were staying in the same room in Switzerland, where I was, when I was unable to sleep because the sun would never set at 9 p.m. You know, it was still bright. And both of us would just sit and he would just narrate these stories to me. And I was like, you know, waiting for Rajamouli to just explode onto the world. And that's what I said, you know, when he won the NYCC Critics Award. I was like, you know what, I was waiting for this day. You know, what I knew in these 20 years, I think it's time for the world to know. I mean, he's a phenomenal director. You know, he tortures us a lot. And I think it's the duty of an actor to sit down here and believe in the captain of the ship. And he wants me to jump, I will jump. He wants me to crawl, I will. He wants me to take a beating, I will. But yeah, you know, it's all this just feels like a deja vu to me. Yeah, because I knew this would happen.
Yes.
I was waiting for this to happen.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here today interacting with all you beautiful people. It's only because of it. I just want to, you know, there are very few times I thank him. But I think I would really want to thank you today. I want to thank you.
You can do it more, many more. I wouldn't complain.
So you've mentioned torture a couple of times.
Yes.
What was the hardest part?
Everything.
Okay. Was
You
it?
think it's not, you know, it's easy with this man here? He will
He's
kill
so
you.
nice.
No, he will beg. He will plead. He will bite if it's necessary. He will kill you. For him to attain the perfection of what he wants. And what does he want? He is one of the very few directors who's got this talent of going up to the actor, the artist, and perform. You know, he's a great performer. I don't know how many have seen Bahubali. but there's a scene where he really performs. You know, he's a great actor himself. So he wants it. He will not settle for 90, 99, or 99.9. He wants 100. He'll be happy if you can give him 110. But he will use only that 100.
Well, you know, of all the amazing action in this film, you know, and really challenging acting, emotional scenes, I do think, for me, when I'm watching the film, I have to think that Natu Natu was the hardest physical task to perform. Can you talk a little bit about shooting that?
That was the icing on the cake.
Okay.
Because that was actually shot at the last leg of the shooting part. We were tortured for 65 nights.
65?
For the interval block. We were beating each other up, me and Sharon, we were killing each other almost. You know, we started with apologizing each other because Rajamouli really wanted us to hit each other. You know, he wanted the contact. It started with, you know what, I'm really sorry, Sharon, and Sharon was like apologizing. And then finally, I think by the 21st or the 22nd night, we stopped apologizing to each other. We were like, you know what, just let's get it done. Like, seriously. You know what, let's not waste time apologizing. We thought it's done. And that's when he brings this bazooka called Natu Natu.
Right.
I mean, see, we've done complicated steps. Natu Natu is not about the step being complicated as such. It was the synchronization aspect with Rajamouli which Rajamouli always stressed on. You know, his idea, if you actually see Natu Natu, I feel that there are very few songs which have an introduction, a middle, and an ending. Natu Natu is a story by itself in RRR. When two friends are too deep into each other, you don't need to look at each other. You just become one soul. You know what the other person is gonna do. You can predict what he's gonna do. You know when he's gonna lift his hand, you know